What's up, guys? It's Friday, and so you know what time it is. It's time for What the Fitness. And this week, breathing is bad for you. But first, make sure you like the video, subscribe to the channel, and leave a comment for the algorithm. We're pulling up a podcast that I've actually been on, Digital Social Hour with Sean Michael Kelly, and he was perfectly nice. We talked about some good stuff, but he has definitely had some guests on who I would consider questionable. I'm glad he had me on. That's good. It's a good step. But this one that I saw today, oh boy. So let's just get into it. This one's going to be fun.
Oxygen is actually death.
Really?
Yeah, because it oxidizes. I'll divulge a really big secret now.
100% of people who breathe die. Oxygen has a 100% mortality rate. Science, baby. So he said oxygen toxic because it oxidizes. I know oxidize has ox in it and oxygen has ox in it, but just because they have two similar letters doesn't mean they're the same thing. Oxidation refers to the loss of electrons from atoms. It doesn't necessarily have anything to do with oxygen. Yes, oxygen can lose electrons, as can many other atoms, like all of them. So oxidation refers to that. Obviously, like, this guy is just full of it. But this just points out the charlatan model, which is you take an entire system, molecule, hormone, and you demonize it, or make it out to be the best thing ever. And that is a big, big, big red flag for you guys watching social media. People do this with hormones and go, oh, cortisol, and they make cortisol out to be like the worst thing ever. Hey, cortisol isn't good or bad. Cortisol actually serves a very important function in the body. If you didn't have cortisol to do that, like, that's actually a disease. Yeah, if you have really high runaway cortisol, that can be bad, but cortisol across the spectrum isn't bad. And there's so many people who just demonize cortisol. Wow, you're not losing fat because of cortisol. It's because of cortisol. And they just use the cortisol boogeyman to scare everyone. On the opposite end, autophagy. Oh, well, you just don't know about autophagy mode. Autophagy is lysosomal protein degradation, and it can increase in rate or decrease in rate. Sometimes that's a good thing. Sometimes it's a bad thing. Did you know that autophagy is elevated in some cancers? Blanket calling this physiological process, well, it's good because X. No. It's good sometimes. If it's dysregulated, it can also be bad. And this applies across the spectrum. Please try to stop thinking about biochemical systems as good or bad. That is not how this works. If a system is in your body, it exists for a reason. Your body, through the process of natural selection, got rid of shit that didn't work and kept shit that worked. If it didn't, you wouldn't be here.
Water is a secret. You ever heard of the Age of Aquarius?
Yeah.
Okay. Age of Aquarius has to do with the knowledge of water, which ultimately has to do with the knowledge of hydrogen, but even oxygen. What is water? I'll tell you. It's H2O, right? H2O, we separate them. H2 is molecular hydrogen, which is what I've been speaking about the whole time. And then oxygen. It oxidizes, it kills everything.
Yeah. Free oxygen, like just the oxygen molecule. Yeah, not good to be just going around doing stuff. Which is why it's not. This is like going back to the Gary Brecka, like cyanide in cyanocobalamin. I just wish they forced people to take basic ass chemistry, not ass chemistry, but basic ass chemistry. Ass chemistry would be like, short chain fatty acid production and farts, but we're talking about, basic ass chemistry. Like, I don't know, like look at a periodic table once in a while. Learn about what oxidation actually is. You don't even have to go to school or general chemistry. You can go right to the Google machine and say, what is oxidation? Oh, look, it's the loss of electrons. Oxygen is bonded to two hydrogens in water. That is different than the oxygen you breathe, which is O2. These things are bonded so that they don't cause havoc in your body. God, this is so stupid. I even gotta gather myself. A chemical that would be otherwise toxic can be bonded to something else to make it non-toxic. Which is why when you eat protein, you don't die of ammonia poisoning. Because protein is made up of amino acids. Amino acids contain an ammonia group, but you don't die from ammonia poisoning. Why? because that ammonia is transferred throughout various processes, bonded the entire time. It's swapped between different molecules to end up as urea, which you pee out completely fine, and you never have ammonia toxicity. The same thing with hydrogen cyanide in cyanocobalamin. It is transferred throughout various metabolic processes and eliminated out of your body, causing no problem whatsoever. Now, free hydrogen cyanide gas, that's a problem, okay? But O2, not a problem. H2O, not a problem. Because they are what? Chemically bonded!
That's why it's good to kill pathogens, to kill viruses, bacteria, and parasites. That's why they use even ozone, O3. It's another form of oxygen.
So you're talking about cancer therapy with ozone, O3. Yeah, that's, again, not what you breathe in, okay?
That when you separate oxygen and hydrogen, what happens to oxygen? It drops to the ground, like a dead person.
Oxygen falls to the ground. I don't even know if that's true. Who gives a shit? It falls to the ground. Like death, oxygen, ascension. You have to have your third eye focused on the hydrogen.
That's true.
Okay, but what happens to hydrogen? It ascends.
I called it!
Ascension.
It's an ascension molecule, my brother. It's actually the deepest spiritual molecule. Some good hydrogen.
Actual molecule in all of its existence.
That is crazy.
And it is the life.
That is crazy. Sean says that's crazy. Because it is crazy. Because this guy is crazy.
Because ascension has to do with life. Hence, it helps heal my body. Because it brings the life back into the body.
Helps to bring life back into the body. I gotta say one thing for this guy. I was really struggling through my first video today. His words brought me back to life, teaching basic ass chemistry. Stay in school, kids, or in his case, just go in the first place.